All right, we're back. We are back. Words are hard. I have a giant nerd, and I heard you tentacle nerds like other nerds. Hi, Tuba.
Hi.
You guys might have heard from Tuba once before. He helped me with Darius and Renekton, and he's back helping me with Kled today.
Ta-da.
How has your experience been with the giant psychotic yordle?
I've really enjoyed Kled lately. I think he's a lot of fun. I think his ability to dive is a lot of fun. I think his build path is really good right now because Cleaver,
Cleaver is strong.
Titanic
Titanic is
Hydra
strong.
and Gargoyle Stoneplate is like a huge 3-item spike right now. So he builds that perfectly. He's really strong right now. He's fun to play. His trades are fun because if you can get Scarl back, it's a huge health swing. So I think he's a really fun champion right now.
Something about this sounds familiar, almost as though you want to bait somebody into a fight when
Totally.
you completely turn the tables and get incredibly strong.
Yeah, and the big health swing is a big Darius, like a big reminder of Darius too. I think that's why I like him right now is because he's got that those fun trades where it looks like you're taking a bad fight and then you can swing the fight, and that's totally what Darius does. It's totally what Rumble does.
It's
Totally what
totally what
Renekton
Illaoi
does.
does.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why probably start playing Illaoi, but I haven't put time on her yet.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Speaking specifically, Illaoi versus Rumble, Illaoi versus Kled. Who do you think wins?
I actually haven't played the matchup from the Kled's, or from the either point of view, but I could see it being, I think last time on the Darius and Renekton videos, I talked about how a lot of Illaoi matchups tend to be skill matchups, period,
Right.
because Illaoi is so based on hitting the Test of Spirit, hitting the tentacles, and if you can hit those things, or if they can't dodge them, then you're gonna put them in a bad place. And so I think there's a sense of that being the same with Kled as well. Kled brings 2 dashes to the table if he hits his first one, which is nice for dodging things. Um, and so that's a big benefit. But I think once Kled is dismounted, Illaoi's got the upper hand
Yeah.
heavily. So that's a big thing.
I feel like Kled does poorly into massive amounts of damage, but
Mm.
Kled has a really strong potential early game and has the ability to jump in. So this is what I'm suggesting for a rune page right now is something that has armor early and attack damage early. That way you can kind of stave off his strong early game until you scale up and add some more damage.
Totally. Looks good.
As far
And so
as
do you do, I haven't seen this in your rune pages before, but mana region runes? Do you
only
do that
on this
often?
specific rune page because this is for fighting like Riven and Yasuo and heavy physical damage carries. So
Hmm.
I've got scaling cooldown, and you can put some scaling MR in here, but like three runes is nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Um, if you want something that's a little bit more balanced, this is what I tend to run, and this is a lot of scaling, but I feel like I need the early armor in order to survive this matchup.
Hmm. Yeah, looks good.
In terms of masteries, I've been like playing around and doing like Storm Raiders is fine, but sometimes when Kled, gets away from you, you're just not stopping him from getting away from you, even with Storm Raiders.
Hmm.
Because you have double dash and ultimate and flash.
Totally. Yeah,
It's
and
really hard to chase you down.
in melee form, you've got your Caitlyn kind of disengaged
Yeah, the
too with
pistol,
the
pocket
pistol.
pistol. So I've been doing Deathfire just for the 5% bonus damage, just to try and do the one shot.
Hmm.
Um, you can definitely do Storm Raiders. Like I said, it's fine. And if you want a little bit better early game, go for the Grasp. It's fine. It's just gonna gimp your damage a little bit. I don't know, my opinion. Talking a little bit about Kled's early potential, I have a video. Um, something you've got to watch out for is that W cooldown.
Absolutely. Totally. I mean, that's a huge part of trading with Kled is if he uses W on minions, which he has to because it's passive. Um, if you wait for him to use it, then you're going to have a good trade against him, and if you don't, then
Right.
it's usually not going to end well.
But this instance, he went in, traded me with his W. I landed the tentacle grab and got a little bit of damage back, but not quite enough. So he's going to get his passive back up again and then go straight back in. And then it's just fourth hit and it's over.
Yep. Yeah, and a Kled tip too. If you are early levels, level 2, level 3, just CSing in lane, you don't need to put a point in W, just hold the point. And that way when you go in for a trade, you have the W up no matter what. Because if you're sitting on a free point and you've got your finger ready to level it up, then you're going to be in a lot better place than if you just use your W at level 2 right when you hit level 2.
Since mobility is so important in this matchup, I've seen a lot of Kleds take the E level 2 for the double dash.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a good choice.
This is a fight, I named it level 7 Everybody Messes Up because it's an absolute terrible fight, because everybody misses everything multiple times. Missed Bear Trap on a rope, missed Test of Spirit, but he's still, like, going in for the trade. He takes a whole bunch of minion damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he hit that second Bear Trap on a rope, it was going to be okay, but missed the second one and then misses the third one.
Yeah, and then goes in again. So I know if he's dismounted, I can just ult and I hit a minion. But the important thing to note there was he dashed in a second time into a cannon wave and then gets dismounted and he's in my zone.
Totally, yeah. And his flash, it looks like his flash is down too. I don't know, Spectator Bug can be buggy with that.
His flash is down.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he's that far up, and maybe he's, communicating with his jungler at that point, and he thinks his jungler is going to get there faster or something, but definitely, no flash down, pushed up that far, missing bear traps on a rope is a bad place to be.
Yeah, so he dismounted there at the end of the fight. When is Kled's strongest point? When does he want to, bait you into a fight and then turn it?
I think when he's sitting at, medium rage and he's dismounted is actually, his strongest point. If his W's up and he's dismounted, he's in a really good place because he can bait you into a fight. You think you're going to kill him. He mounts up really fast when he's melee and his W is up, so he can get those autos in and, hit a pistol or two. Those are the fights that people think they can kill you and they misjudge and you double kill the jungler and top laner or something.
Yeah. So if I'm going to fight, when should I fight Kled? Before or after he mounts, or?
I think it's totally okay to take trades with Kled. If he's missing his bear trap on a rope, then you're in a good place to win a trade. If he's just used his W on minions, you're in a good place to trade. And so those are definitely weakest point is after he's used W on minions, he doesn't have a whole lot, especially if he's dismounted. Yeah.
I have a clip here. This is this guy was really annoying because he was constantly killing my tentacles and I couldn't do anything about it because he's actually 3-0 and I'm 0-3 and I've had a bad game. He ends up going for a lot of the tentacle kills, and then he picked up Herald, so he's gonna blow that, and then come up to kill this tentacle, and I can just engage on him. And even though he's got a 2-level lead, I'm thinking, I'm full health, I have ultimate, he just used Herald, and now he's at 0 rage.
Totally, yeah. And he looks like he doesn't want to leave, he doesn't want to just give up that Herald, but this is definitely, Kled at his weakest right now is dismounted low rage.
So that's why I'm walking forward and trying to be so aggressive. But now he's going to remount. In my opinion, this is when you should land your Test of Spirit. Because if I'm building full damage, even though I'm 0-3 and 2 levels down, I still have more damage than Kled.
And there's a sense that yes, he goes untargetable and he dodges some of your stuff right here, but when he comes out of untargetable, he's sitting right there and he's waiting to get hit by Test of Spirit because
Yeah.
he can't move
The other
there.
thing
So.
is he only remounts with was it 2/3, half of his health,
Yeah, looks at 2/3 ish.
and instantly you just dismount him,
Yeah.
and then he's easy to kill.
Yeah.
I have a level 10 fight. Same player. And he's full mounted. He hasn't been dismounted recently. And I think you've kind of got to play this a little bit differently. So land the Test of Spirit, he dashes in. Just ult instantly.
Nice, yeah.
So
All about that Test of Spirit.
yeah, kind of. He did use his dash in on me, and that means he can't really dash away from me. He can only dash on me a second time.
Definitely.
So if I stay on this side of him, that means he can't dash out.
Yeah. And that's a good tip for playing against Kleds in general. Is like the way how his second dash works is just like you said, like if he dashes in, yes, has a second dash, but he can only dash in direction, through you. So you can make it so he either can go further in or he can't use his second dash.
So instead of waiting for his rage to build up while he's in mini, I just want to kill him as fast as possible, burn down that health bar as fast as possible before he gets the rage.
Totally. And like all the rage comes from W not all the rage, but a majority of the rage comes from W in melee. So if he is, mounted and uses his W like while he's mounted and then dismounts and he doesn't have his W up, and it really takes a long time to mount up if you don't have your W active.
So this is another fight where I'm actually pretty behind. I'm 1-3 compared to 3-1. The Vi, I think level 2 ganked me, and it was really sad. And I went tanky here. I don't think that's the right option. I think you need to build damage, Death Stance against Kled.
Sure, yeah, I think Tabby's probably enough tankiness without getting the second cloth armor, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so Kled's at his strongest here. He's going for the fight when he gets remounted. And all he has to do to remount is, like, walk up. But his W is now down. So I'm just gonna, like, back off. So that's kind of my mind game. And now that he's remounted, I can go for something. I'm gonna go for the classic pink ward bait.
Yep, nice.
And I probably should have just tried to go for the ultimate there, but I was behind and not really feeling it, and also my damage isn't really that high.
Oh, plus you've got your jungler coming, so there's no
Right.
rush there. Nice.
So that was a little bit of a lucky fight, but also, like, he's remounted and he's strong, and I didn't really want to play, I didn't really want to fight. Whereas this is a fight where he's mini. And this one, I land the Test of Spirit and I dismount him right away. And I want to go fight him and kill him before he gets the rage on the minions and goes and remounts. So I can just dive him. And this match I was going Trinity Force. I don't think that's still, like, necessarily a great item. I think Dust Dance is exactly where it's at.
Death Stance is just really strong right now, too.
Actually, let's do this video first. This is actually a mid-game team fight on the Herald, and I've got my Death Stance down. And once you've got that, you can just kind of shrug off Kled's damage, and nothing that he does to you is going to really matter.
He's also invested a lot of money in, well, I guess your Katarina's really fed. I was going to say he's got him a lot of money in Magic Resist, but I guess he has to with a 10-1.
Yeah, 10-1 cat. But I'm going to actually flash in, and since Kled is trying to engage on my team, I want to be the one that's going to absorb that charge because I'm the one that
Mhm.
wants him to come and fight me.
Yeah, and that's a good Kled tip too. Is you put yourself in front of that charge, um, and be the one to take it. Because if he gets a carry with that, then that's what he wants to do.
Right. And even though most of my skills are down at this point, there's nothing Kled can do to outdamage me, and I have so much life steal.
Hmm.
Alright, so last video here, this is a 2v2. I have my Death Stance again, and I have Tabi. And I know Sejuani is here because she's killing my ward. But I know that if I get the Test of Spirit, we can totally outplay. Even though Sedge is 6 and 0, and my jungler's 1
Hmm.
and 4, Kled's about to remount, so that's pretty big for him. And he's got his W, so I'm just kind of like playing back and not really wanting him to walk in until he does do that remount. So I'm going to go for the bait fight on Sejuani instead of trying to go for Kled. I don't know what Jarvan's doing, to be honest. And then this is just Death Stance, out-damaging and out-sustaining any damage that Kled and Sejuani can possibly
Totally.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Donger too. I don't know what Donger was doing that time. But
Good old
I think
Donger.
that sums up a lot of the fighting. Play it safe early, fight him when his cooldowns are down,
Hmm.
build
Buy
Death
Ninja Tabby.
Stance. Yeah, Ninja Tabi Death Stance, and then just out-sustain and out-damage anything that he can possibly do.
Definitely. Because he gets a big health swing with his, remount. But if you got good sustain with that stance, then you're just going to be just as healthy as he is. So that's a good place to be.
Yeah. Alright, I think that covers it. Thanks, Tuba.
Thank you.